I'm back. After a few months hiatus, not going to get into too depth of that. The hiatus was mainly because of personal issues, job related, stuff like that. Main thing was I got burned out pretty quickly, as you can see from the videos. Assassin's Creed, Mega Man kind of burned on me, Forza, stuff like that. Mainly Assassin's Creed because it's so disappointing. And then I went straight to Red Dead. So in just a month, in just that 1 month, I put over 200 hours in 2 games, across 2 games, and then not counting another probably 20, 30 into a couple more games, and then counting another 20, 30 hours in just editing. It was draining and wasn't going anywhere. It looks like it was really disconcerting because I was doing games that I had high hopes for, then got disappointed. Except for Red Dead. Red Dead was still amazing, love it. But Odyssey kind of burned me, and I was really disappointed in that. Another factor was Twitch is not for me. I'm not saying I will never go back to it, but I am more of a couch gamer where if you want to play a game with me, we'll play a game. But if it's just me, I'm focusing on the game. And doing Twitch is just not possible for me. Especially the games I play, where it's more RPG. I love RPGs. Stuff like that, where it's heavy story based, or even very big cinematics. Like right now, after this, when this video comes out, it's already been a week worth of content out. So like Halo Wars 2 has very long cinematics. So 10 minutes straight, I'm in silence. Just because I'm enjoying the video. I'm enjoying the game. The cinematics of the game. And it's just not going to happen on Twitch. You can't have those same reactions while playing Twitch. At least in my mind. Because I am very focused when I watch a movie, play a video game that's heavy story based, stuff like that. I am very focused on it. And I won't stop paying attention to it just because someone wants to troll you or anything like that. Again, doesn't mean I won't go back to Twitch. Just not anytime soon. Maybe a special thing or something like that. But in the meantime, not now for me. That was mainly the problem. Is I got burned out because I played so much games that I had to take off 2 to 3 weeks in a month from work just to play the games, record, edit, and publish. And even then, that was still not enough time to put all the games that I had into it. I just didn't have the time. That's just too much time that I could not afford to spend, especially on things that weren't really paying off. And I wasn't too worried about paying off because I just enjoy video editing. I've enjoyed making videos since I was a child, and I'll keep enjoying them till the far future. But I was just not enjoying these because I felt like I was forced to push them out, especially things I just didn't like, just because it was all Twitch based. And ever so often in the videos when I was editing, you just see me randomly chat to some person on the stream. There's no real connection to the game for that, for me at least, especially when it's something that's completely off topic. But besides all that, I'm back, and I had to do a lot of recording to get all these videos that are coming soon, because as the end of the video shows, not this one, but others, all the other ones are coming, all the game related videos, there's daily videos. And from what I have scheduled and planned and already set up, there's daily videos till the end of the year and to the end of 2020, January of 2020. And hopefully I can keep that going. Hopefully I can keep growing. My watch time is increasing dramatically, but I don't have the subscribers, so I can't do this full time yet. I wouldn't mind it because this is fun to me. I can have people over to join in, which is even better. But in the meantime, this is just going to have to be something I can do in my free time. But I did crank out enough at the beginning so I can keep this as a routine and hopefully make this enjoyable. My mindset for this whole thing was, I remember way back when I couldn't afford every video game that ever came out. It was really hard. I didn't have the job to pay for it, didn't have the time to do it. Even when I did have could buy it. So I get that. And to me, I want to help people see those kind of games. That's why when something cinematic happens in like Halo Wars 2 or God of War that's also out, I don't like to talk to them because I get it. I want to see what happens in the game because I couldn't get it at the time. So, if you're like that too, there's no talking during the cinematics. So I hope that helps in some way. But at the end of every video game, when I finish it, I'm going to try to put out a little short review of how I felt playing the game. Not what I thought of. I'll tell about how I thought of the story, the plot, and everything like that. But I will talk about like the gameplay, replay value, stuff like that. Because that stuff has always been important to me when I was looking at games a long time ago. That I couldn't fork over anywhere between $40 to $60 at a time. That was a lot of work during the summers just to buy one video game and then be disappointed in the end. So, besides that, besides this little bit of rant or background, there is games coming every single day. I can guarantee that. I have it set up, I have a schedule set up and everything. Note, I have a list of what needs to be recorded, edited, published, everything. I'm putting all my work into this that I can. And hopefully going forward, this will grow more, this channel will grow more, where I could just do this all the time and it wouldn't be so, I wouldn't say stressful, but I wouldn't have to worry about time constraints so much. But anyway, I'm gonna talk about some of the things I'm gonna play. Like, so for instance, the Tales of Fantasia game I've been playing, there's a few parts already recorded that just be coming out every Saturday. But in the meantime, I have Tales of Destiny. I went ahead and picked it up, taking a shot in the dark. As much as I like Fantasia, and as the reviews were on this, I decided to just go ahead and jump into it, because I think it would be great. I like the Final Fantasy series, and this is not made by Square Enix at all, or Squaresoft at the time. This is made by Namco, people that make Pac-Man. So I figured I'd just hop right into it after this. Picked this up recently, and I really hope it's good. So that's one of the things I'm going to do. Another thing I want to do is I want to play some of the old 64 games I couldn't really play without renting from Movie Gallery, a Blockbuster, stuff like that. Couch Potato is one of them in my hometown. So I got Pokemon Snap. This is not my original. I had it a long time ago, but I had to change. I had to trade. You had to trade just to be able to afford video games growing up when you don't really have a job or you have a very low-paying job, grocery store clerk. But yeah, I picked it up. Someone was selling this on eBay. Plastic container, manual, everything's in here. I was really stoked to get this. But this is one of the games that are coming sometime in the future. Another one that was from E3 got me interested because I vaguely remember the cover growing up. And it was called Beyond Good and Evil 2. I picked up the first one from a bookstore, local bookstore. And yeah, it looks interesting. I mean, the reviews were good for the first one. I just never heard of it really or never thought about it until recently because E3 were just kind of like, oh, that game looks kind of familiar for some reason. But this is coming. Now, one game that is on my list that is for sure going to be coming out once I get the other videos taken care of and stuff, like some time cleared, is Final Fantasy VIII. I borrowed this game a lot from my friends, rented it a lot from the stores, and then had to borrow the console too because I didn't have a PlayStation console. The only console I ever had was only consoles I ever had were Nintendo, really. The first PlayStation console I got was a 2. My father had a PlayStation 1 that I would play on the weekends, so I would play this every so often, maybe just twice a month, really. So I never really got to play this or buy this until I came a little bit older, teenage years, really, and I picked it up. Problem is, there was other games coming out, too, at the same time that were brand new that I wanted to check out, so I picked this up here and there and still never beat it. This time is going to change. I promise myself that I will finish this, and I'm going to finish this. Keep in mind, this is a very long game. It's 4 discs in this case. It's a very long game, and I don't take shortcuts on it. I will grind on it to help with progression a little bit. as you will see in the Tales of Fantasia, I do grind in there, but you don't see the grinding because what's the fun in watching someone just do the same thing over and over again when it's no progression until later. Grinding's worth it until later, but it's not worth a watch. So those are coming out just like I would do for these. But that's some of the video games right there. Another video game that all my friends and coworkers and everyone rant and rave about that I never really got into because I never played them growing up or played any of them was the Witcher series. So I picked up Witcher 2 and Witcher 3. Probably won't play Witcher 1 because that's on PC only, so I might just reel a little plot of that. But me being me, I wanted a little bit more background on this series, and so I went on Reddit, Google, and everything, and found out it's a book series. And everywhere I read says it's highly recommended to read, if you want to understand the characters more, is to read the books. So I've already read Last Wish, which I have no clue where I put it, Blood Elves, Sword of Destiny, and I just got this for Christmas. What is it? The Time of Contempt. Picked this up. I'm just now halfway done with the book, so this game probably be a while before this ever comes out for me to play, unfortunately. But I will play it one day. I just like to get the books knocked out, just so I can have all the background. So far, I'm very interested in Geralt, Yennefer, Dandelion, Ciri, all of them. They're all great characters, and I think it's the books that's helping because it's a ton of background. But it's great. Highly recommended. But just to go on top of these games that are coming out, I'm going to be doing more than just video games. This is something I've been wanting to do for many years. I just couldn't do it. Financially, I couldn't do it. Time, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Simple as that. So, now that I'm able to do it a lot more, I'm looking at trying to rebuild something I've been doing really as a hobby since I was a child, is model kits. In particular, Gundam model kits. So, I've lost every single one of them. I lost every single one of them over the years I've moved many, many times. I have no clue where they went to. So the past couple of years I've been slowly rebuilding them. I only got 4. But I picked this one up last year, and I've been hanging on to it for this kind of occasion where I'm going to film me putting this together, but not really like a long, 8-hour video of me just putting some fat guy putting this together. It's just going to be a video putting me together. High speed, some music, and just having a good time with this. Because I've always had fun with these. These are relaxing to me. As much work as they can be, these are relaxing to me. So I thought about doing that some more often. So this is something that's coming in the future eventually. Another thing is that I've been wanting to do board game videos. I played board games since I was a child. My family and me would on Friday nights. It's the end of the week. It's the end of the work week for my parents. It's the end of the school week for me and my siblings. So we play board games on Friday nights. Doesn't mean I'm going to play board games on Friday nights now. But I miss playing board games. They were loads of fun. Payday, Aggravation, Monopoly, all of them. So as I got older, board games changed a lot over the years. And they're more in depth and stuff like that. So I have Dark Souls, Splendor, Dead of Winter, stuff like that. I have 30 odd different games and more coming of board games that I just enjoy. So I'm going to be doing them. I already got some in the works right now. Some I just need to edit and clean up and stuff like that. But yeah, I got some board game videos coming. And it's not just this kind of view. I got overhead, left and right, all of that. I've got as much as I can. Camera quality for overhead's not that great. I'll one day update it, or upgrade it, I should say. But I was thrilled. It was a fun day. It was a fun day. It was a lot of work putting it all together, but it was a fun day. But more of those coming in the future. Hopefully sooner than later. But as of right now, I am working on one to hopefully put out this month. So it might be a monthly thing, might be every couple weeks. They're coming. So spin off from that. Another hobby that I picked up this past Christmas. I did a ton of research for it and stuff like that. And I've put a lot of effort into it. But I finally I'm still learning, but I finally got down to the basics. You saw this a minute ago. 3D printing. I printed this myself off my Ender 3. Creality Ender 3. That's what I made this off of. I had an Nnet for these 3D printers out there. 3D printing people out there that know. I had the Anet A8. I was extremely unsatisfied with that thing. It was more work than printing, which I thought I would be into, but I didn't realize the extensive work you gotta get into just to make it work. So, long story short, sent it back, paid a little bit more at the end of 3, loved it ever since. The moment I put that crap together and started printing, I was super happy, and it was, I mean, I've ran into hurdles here and there, of course, because I'm still learning, but it was a dream of it coming together. So some of the things I'm going to be printing, obviously, is game accessories, and to explain what this is real quick, just give this, because I'm going to be printing more of these, preferably in different colors, because this is like a prototype. I don't know if you can really tell, but this needs to be sanded really, really heavy, and I'm afraid I'm going to just damage it, which this is sturdy. So it's hard to break these things. You would never guess with 3D printing. But basically, I printed these out so I can play Mario Kart or Mario Party a little bit easier for my gorilla hands, or fat hands, whichever you want to call it. And this makes it easier to hold this little guy, where you have to hold it like this, not like, you know, when you have the actual puppy dog Joy-Con thing, whatever you call it. When you have that, that's another thing. But when you have to play Mario Kart or Mario Party, you have one of these. And if you don't want the steering wheel or anything like that, you just want this so you can move the joystick. It's kind of hard to do when you have such big hands. So I got these. Well, I didn't get them. I printed them. I printed 4 of these. Now, this thing is awesome because it's sturdy. Came out really well. Just need to clean it up a lot more. And as you can tell, this doesn't slide in that easily because I need to clean out the grooves. But this thing feels comfortable in my hand. Now, I will say that this took 4.5 hours to 5 hours to print. And after a couple of failed attempts because I was learning how to print it properly, this came out pretty well. I was very satisfied with it, and I want to keep going. But to grow on this more, me and another friend of mine who's been interested in a board game series called Warhammer. The pieces are pretty pricey for what you get. I mean, I was at my local comic book store, who also sell a ton of board games, and one figurine, not like, you know, the little guys, but the actual, like a Dreadnought is what it was called, was $35, and even on Amazon they're still in the 20s for one thing. And I don't think it was pre-painted. I couldn't tell really because it was just a box. They wouldn't let you open it. So I was like, there has to be someone better. Thanks to a website called Thingiverse, I can print off a ton of those models, and it just cost me this, which is very cheap. One of those models that looked there, did the equation. Instead of paying $30 for one figurine, I'll be paying roughly, if it comes out perfect the first time, about 20 cents. It's drastically different. Nothing to hate on, you know, a gamer shop, workshop and all them, but that stuff's very expensive. By all means, buy it. If you want the real thing, buy it, because you're going to get high quality stuff and great stuff. If you can. Me, for instance, I don't even know if I'm going to like it. I like the books, I like the video games, but I don't know if I'm going to like the board game. So that's why, first attempt, I'm going to print them off, paint them and everything like that, me and my friend. And we're going to record the whole process. Record the printing and everything. Again, these take this one thing took 4.5 hours. One of those figurines take about an hour, roughly. I'm not going to just show a full hour's worth of video. I'm going to speed it up and everything like that. And there's no sense in watching something like that. But yeah, I'm going to do a lot of 3D printing. Sorry, this a lot of explanation, but I'm doing a lot of 3D printing. One of my co-workers brought this up, and I guess I'll bring it up in this video just to show that I plan on keeping this channel around, and I have a lot, and I mean a lot to work with. I got an HTC Vive, so I can do VR. I need to go get me some, like just a regular PAL or CRTV, so I can do my Famicom, Super Famicom. I even got a Japanese Gold Nintendo 64. I mean, what else do I got? I got the Odyssey. I got an Odyssey, an UA. I got that. I got 14 consoles hooked up, and just this shelf doesn't show justice of how many games I got. I got things to play, plenty to play, plenty to show, plenty to talk about. Just because a lot of this stuff behind me, or even the stuff I have over here from older days, like these right here, because I still have my original NES, SNES, all that stuff, and my original GameCube. I still have all that. So I have a lot to talk about because I grew up playing these games. But yeah, this is gonna be a fun time, I think. Now that I'm doing it the way I want to do it, and not the way people expect you to do it. So it's not to hate on anyone, but being told what you should play versus what you want to play, it's not fun. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this going, and I hope I can make something of this, mainly just because I financially want to put more time into this, because I enjoy this a lot more. Playing new games have always been fun to me and exciting, just because I just don't know anything about it. The new God of War, Tales of Fantasia series. I never heard the Tales series until recently, or the Tales of the past 6 months, and I am very happy I picked that up. So I can't wait to get more games. Right now, I have a list of games to play. Here in a moment, I'll be filming probably a conclusion of one game, which in turn, because I promised there'd be a daily video, there'll be a video replacing that. There'll be a game replacing that game when I'm finished. I also made some other game challenges, so they're games I've already played. They're not too hard to play, especially if you played them as many times as I have. You can just change it up with some challenges. So those are coming too. At the very least, there'll be one video a day. Bare minimum, one a day. Whether another video comes out that same day, it's up in the air. They're coming, just I can't tell when, because, like I said, 3D printing, you get a lot more failures and successes with these lower end printers. But those will come eventually. Board games takes a lot of scheduling, work, and a lot of editing to do to get it proper, to make it fun and make sense and everything. So those are coming. Don't know when. The game reviews, those will come when I finish the game. Hopefully the week after I finished. Just gotta pace myself right, because that's still a new realm. I never really did game reviews like this. I've always done it on typing it up on the internet or something like that, or submitted to Nintendo Power many years ago. But this is going to be a fun time, I think, and I hope. But as my closing statement says in all the videos going forward, until next time.